Aaron, you had mentioned before the game that Judge was going to see the team doctor. Is there an update on a time frame or?
No update. I mean, it'll be, kind of symptomatic. Dr. Mott saw him in line with what the imaging and stuff, but I think we're gonna have a specialist look at it too, just because it's kind of a unique spot and everything. So we'll have a specialist probably look at it tomorrow and see where we're at and see how he feels tomorrow with it.
So in your mind, still a day-to-day thing?
Yeah, for now.
With Cam, this is the first time we've really seen him give up a decent amount of runs. What do you think was different that what didn't allow him to be as sharp?
Yeah, stuff down just a tick, which maybe the last couple times been a little bit down. They were selling out to some things. I thought they did a good job of getting to some of his fastballs, but just lacked a little bit of his normal power, and then locating where he wants to. Throwing strikes still, obviously, but getting it to the spots he wants to.
Are you alarmed at all at it being a tick down?
No.
Dan and Clapp.
Judge had that rib injury, 6 years ago. Any correlation there? Anything that you can take from that injury to this one?
Tough to say. I mean, we'll look at it, and that's why we want a specialist to look at it too, and just try and rule out anything or see if there's something else to see.
You had a chance to hit McMahon in a couple of spots there against a right-hander, maybe for Rosario. Any thought to that? At any
little thought, but Gaddis is pretty neutral. Rosario's been a pretty good hitter for us, so felt pretty good about him.
Clapp and Brian.
Aaron, can you talk about what it was like to be in a close game until the very end, a close game, knowing that you don't have Judge, the threat of a, big home run, his absence, what it felt like?
Yeah, I mean, I don't look at it that way. We can win a game with our guys, and we've had a lot of guys that have come up big. So, just obviously didn't hold them down enough tonight. So, thought we had some, gave ourselves a chance. Especially with Cam, you feel like you put 4 up on the board and you're going to be in position. But obviously, he gets away there late. So, I don't really look at it like the way you framed it.
Brian.
You said Cam stuff is a tick down. What do you attribute it to?
I mean, he's throwing 97, 98, 96, I don't know, just a little less sharp. We're talking shades. So, could be just not feeling as great today. Could be a little mechanical, whatever. But, still throwing the ball real well. Just, a tick down, you got to get to better spots. And credit to them, too, for, I thought, put some really good swings on some heaters in the zone.
Eric and Joel.
What was Caballero's argument in the 4th inning with Chris?
There was some talking back and forth with catcher, umpire. So just
Cabby being Cabby.
Just, normal Woody Woodpecker stuff. The instigator.
Joel.
Aaron, the fact that you have not made an IL move with Judge, should that be interpreted as you are hopeful that you will avoid an IL move with Judge?
Potentially, but I wouldn't read. We're just waiting to see, again, we want an expert to weigh in on this particular part of the body. Obviously, continue to see how he feels day to day. So, no, I mean, I wouldn't read too much into it one way or the other. We're just not going to put him on there if it is truly a day-to-day thing.
Anyone else? Meredith.
Aaron Paul Goldschmidt wound up having a nice night offensively. I believe the original lineup had him playing first base, and then
his back was a little stiff today, so we kind of switched it. But obviously, he was good to go. But just felt like wanted to keep him off the field a little bit.
Has that been an ongoing thing, or
no? It was just a little bit today. He was stiff.
Cam, why do you think you weren't quite as sharp as you've been in past outings?
I just didn't have my stuff today, Made a good approach. Made me fight a little bit, just didn't have it.
Anything feel off mechanically?
Yeah, I think not afraid to admit that I was probably out there, thinking about some stuff with the four seam, and the mechanics just kind of got away from me a little bit there, where just not going out there competing, just trying to get guys out.
When you say thinking about stuff with the four seam, what were you thinking about exactly?
It wasn't great in KC as well. It wasn't great, tonight. So again, just got to go out there, flush that stuff, work on it, between starts, and kind of just go out there and pitch. Didn't think I did that to my full potential today.
Aaron had mentioned that it had been a tick down, last start a little bit as well. Just, is that at all alarming to you? Anything?
Not really. I think most four-seam guys just, here and there, they got to make tweaks, and still just kind of searching for that right now.
Part of the adjustment to being here, learning how to pitch more successfully when you don't have your best stuff?
Yeah, I think I've done that, a few times this season. You're going to have 35 starts. You're not always going to be sharp, so when you don't got it, you just got to be able to battle through that. And they made me pay a little bit today, and usually I get out of those innings and just couldn't do it.
What about their approach was good?
No, I don't think I was in the zone as much as I usually am. They put the ball in play, they don't strike out much, so they were able to get the ball in the air a few times, and just made me pay a little bit.
Cam, do you think it was something mechanical that you can tweak between starts?
Yeah, I'm not too worried about the mechanics. I think, again, went out there a little bit thinking about it, that I shouldn't just go out there and compete. So again, it's all a learning lesson, right? So just making sure that work on it during the week in the bullpen, and get ready for Sunday.
How important Judge is to this offense, to see him out and not quite knowing what's going on there. How worrisome is that for you guys?
For sure. Again, I'm not worried. Again, I was really happy with the offense there, and in the early innings, usually 4 runs is going to get the job done. So again, I saw good life out of the offense today, and again, obviously guys got to step up with Judgy out, but I'm not too concerned of what's going on there, and how our offense is going to keep attacking pitchers.
What do you think had you so locked in at the plate tonight?
I'm not sure. A couple of those balls kind of fell in. I hit that homer good, but just try to have good at-bats, and, just got some pitches probably there in the middle of the plate, and then, my last couple at-bats, they made some pitches, or I fouled some off and got 2 strikes, and, they got me, so that's just kind of how the game goes, but just try to be ready to go tomorrow and, try to help us win.
Certainly didn't seem like it affected you at all, but Aaron had noted that you were originally going to play first, but your back was bothering you a little bit. Just what happened there?
Yeah, I think just I'm assuming after that flight it was just kind of tight yesterday and today, and the trainers did a great job, and obviously I was able to play, and I could have played first base, but we talked, it was like just a little bit extra rest there of not being on my feet quite as well or quite as long would be helpful. So fortunately we had Benny right there in the DH spot, and he's a great first baseman, so it worked out.
Do you expect to be back out there tomorrow?
Yeah, I expect to play every day, but you never know what's going to happen. So, that's why we got Benny. We got so many guys on this team, but, I'll do everything I can to be ready and, whatever they need me to do.
How much concern is there in this room knowing that Aaron Judge injured himself a little bit, no real time frame yet on when he'll be back?
I think we want to see what's going to happen first, but obviously we would love to have him in this lineup on this team. He's the captain for a reason, but if he does end up missing time, whether it's short or long, the guys that are here are going to have to step up and play well, and hopefully we'll be getting some of these other guys that have been hurt, back, and I guess most importantly he'll be back quickly and we can hopefully play well.
Had you noticed that something maybe had been off with him at all?
No, I didn't know, so no.
When someone like that goes down, do you change anything? Like, guys have to step up or whatever. Does that require a change in mindset, or does it require not changing anything?
Yeah, I think everyone's a little different. For me, the tendency would be to overtry, so I'm always, even when we're completely healthy, just trying to just not do too much and just kind of stick to it, even if there's a situation like game on the line or bases loaded. Kind of the reminder to myself is just, imagine there's nobody on base. So I think when there's stuff, Judgy got hurt last year. G missed the half the year. He's been gone. There's, pitchers that have been on and off. So we have lots of practice, unfortunately. Everyone in the league does. For me, it's just about not trying to do too much, let your natural ability come out. But there might be some guys that it does help them to maybe find a little bit more motivation.
Well, have you talked to Judge? Has he told you how he feels?
No, I said, hello or those type of conversations, but I wasn't asking details about, how he's feeling.